everyone. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of the support up to now and for keeping up to date with the project. So I'm going to show you everything that we've built up to now, everything that we are planning or dreaming of. And yes, I'm standing here at the first building where me and my wife and my son live, overseeing the project, planning everything out, going through all the steps that we've been going through, all of the difficulties, the challenges, and learning how to execute all of this thanks to all of your help. So this is where we're now living. This is the balcony, and this is the beginning of the center. We could say this is the center of the center. So I'm going to show you the view from the rooftop here, because this is the latest thing we've been working on, which is putting this big roof onto the rooftop below here. This is actually the lumicial under here, or the temple, and that's under there. I'll go down there later. But actually, all of this is going to be connected to this balcony soon. And so I'm going to show you down this way. So this is our first house here on the right. You can see up there. And we have some stairs going this way, which lead down here. We have some new materials arrived this morning. And so here, if you just ignore the scaffolding, all of this here is going to be a rooftop. And that rooftop will connect to this building also. And so all of that is also going to be a rooftop. So this rooftop has a roof, and this rooftop will have no roof. This is good for seeing the stars at night, doing certain practices with the stars, the brothers and sisters in space, and things like that. It will be a very beautiful view up there, because you can see all the mountains going around. And so here, as I explained before, this is the temple. And this building here on the left is our first accommodation. Quite a big accommodation. I'll just show you through. You can't see much right now, but it's bigger than it looks on the camera. You could theoretically sleep around 10 people if everyone wants to be squished. But yes, this is our first accommodation. Quite a big accommodation. It's going to be quite a beautiful view, because at the back, as you can notice, there's no walls. We will just have glass panels or glass doors down there. So I'll walk down here. Here we go. So as you can see, it's a beautiful view from here of the mountains. You can actually see the moon up there. Okay, and from here, you can see this first accommodation, which we're excited to complete and welcome some friends, some first students. And there's the first rooftop with our house, our small house just behind it. Now, to the side of this first accommodation with the rooftop, the open rooftop above, we will be installing a kitchen here, an outdoor kitchen, and also outdoor showers and outdoor bathroom, all here. So these trees will be removed, and also at the back, in order to make space here. Here, well, there's a lot that we are planning, but this can be an outdoor area, a garden area, a place for reflection. You can't see the whole wide view, unfortunately, on this camera. But we have a beautiful cacao tree here. It looks very thirsty. It hasn't rained in a while. But when it's blooming, it's very vibrant and there's a lot of cacao. So yes, this will be a beautiful space. And also behind, or this space that I've been talking from, we're going to flatten all of this land. We're not quite sure what we'll put here yet, but it is an outdoor area of some sort. If you have suggestions, feel free to contribute your ideas. It's been quite a beautiful creative project and a process. We never planned these rooftops here, but because the land that we're working with now is relatively small, and so we are working towards making it more spacious. Okay, so I'm going to show you inside the lumicial, which has been finished, at least the bare bones of it. So inside this way, this is the entrance to the temple. Doesn't look like much right now, but it's going to be very beautiful in here. Actually, we can already feel the energy in this lumicial, in this temple. So this place, it really looks smaller on the camera, but this place will be our sacred space, mostly for meditation. We'll have tiles, and this place will be for anyone to join, to meditate, to go deeper. So this is the main part of this center, the beginning. Okay, and here is the view from the top of the lumicial. So down here, as I showed you before, this is the entrance to the lumicial down here, below here. This is the house that I spoke to you from the beginning. It's quite a mess. Actually, we kind of made some mistakes with our other builders. We're actually going to remove all of this and extend this so that it connects down here. So I will post the progress later on. But yes, this is the entrance to this house here. And down here is where I showed you earlier with the other accommodation, the first accommodation here, as you can see. And so, as I said before, this rooftop will connect to this rooftop here, okay? And you can see the view. Beautiful view over here. You can't quite see it on the camera, but there's a very beautiful view of the mountains to the left here. We are actually on Mount Naopa. When you guys visit here, it's around a 15 to 20 minute walk up the mountain. So we're already quite high up on the mountain here. Towards there is more towards the peak of Mount Naopa. And towards the right, which you can't really see on the camera, is the actual main peak, the main peak of Mount Naopa. So sometimes when people are here, we will be taking pilgrimages up here through the paths, through the jungle, up there, and there's a place to camp if we wish. Sometimes it's quite popular that people do it around this time during Easter. There's a beautiful flat part of the mountain up there. Actually, up there is where we get all of our water source. So all of our water for the bathroom, for the kitchens, and also for the shower, all comes from natural mountain water source. It's very clean water up there. Actually, the locals do drink the water, but We need to look into some kind of purification system for that, just to be sure that, you know, when you guys visit, there's no issues there. And there's also other places, I think around here, up there, I'm not sure if you can see on the camera, but beautiful springs, waterfalls, and places to swim, and also caves, with a lot of energy. So as you can see, there's a lot of potential for elemental magic here. The energy around this place is really beautiful and perfect for transformation, going within. It has a very, I would say, a very loving energy, a very supportive energy. So this is mostly it here for the progress that's been done. I will put some pictures on what this land was before, which was really nothing, and I can't believe how much we've been able to achieve already. So actually this land is the first land. Later on in the video I'm going to, it's just a few minute walk, and there is an extension land, we could say, of 1.6 hectares. But for now I would like to share what we've achieved here already in the main land. So this land is the smaller private land that's just a few minute walk away from the extended land that I will show you soon. So this part is the base of operations, we could say. It is also the place for the Lumicial, our temple, and it's also for small groups, maybe 2 people, 6 people, even 8 people, if there's a good group of friends who would like to come here and experience this place in just an intimate setting. Obviously, the first people we are going to welcome are going to be one-on-one people who want to work together with me, learn from me, enjoy the place, one-on-one, and also for small groups. So actually we have our first person coming in November. So I'm quite excited for that. I hope that we can finish everything in time. And so these one-on-one and small group retreats will be very beautiful, I feel, because we have more time to be, more time to look deeper, more silence, less social aspect. Not that the social aspect is bad in any way, but we can definitely benefit from the more intimate space. The other land that we'll have, which will facilitate the bigger groups, will also be intimate, you know. That's going to be our philosophy, that we should come here as family, right? And that's my experience with people who are awakened, real masters. It always feels like coming home, spending time with family, not in a rigid retreat with very fixed schedules, you know. But of course, we can be adaptable, and whatever a person needs, we can facilitate. So it's a small space, but with a big and strong impact. That impact has already been felt by many people, especially the locals here, the Filipinos. We've actually already been performing healings here. I'm not very public about it, but I do healings. It is a mix of healings in the Gnostic tradition, following those ways and teachings, and also a mix with Filipino esotericism or Filipino occultism, which you could say is the traditional lost knowledge gnosis of the Philippines. And I've already been performing a few healings here. For those who are interested, you could definitely learn when you're here. To give you a couple of examples, I will just put, we had a few comments and feedback from some people, or letters of thank you, when we did those healings. So there was a case of one woman who had a very severe chronic headache very painful for many years, actually. And she went to many doctors. She already did try going to, in the Philippines, we call them mananambals. Those are Filipino healers or native healers. It's a bit what I also practice. Those didn't work, so she went to doctors. She went to like specialized kind of doctor, something to do with something to do with the brain, a brain specialist. They gave her medicines, but they didn't really work for her. So she was recommended to me from a family friend here because my wife's family is living around here also. So yes, we perform healing, certain prayers, there's certain energy. Also using the nature around us, things with lemons, banana leaves. There's a lot of processes, but it was the first time that she had peace and had become free from the pain and everything had gone. So that was very nice to hear, and always a pleasure to see people become free from illnesses and ailments. There's many reasons as to why certain people have different illnesses. There was a case of a woman's daughter also who was having panic attacks. She couldn't breathe. She had to be carried home. And so those were happening frequently at her school, her high school. And so we did certain healings, certain prayers. And since then, she never had an attack again. Also recently, the other day, a man came, had a lot of problems internally with his stomach, his digestive system. He had gone to other healers and doctors again and again. He was healed. So there is a lot of power here, a lot of energy here. I'm just trying to transmit that, or try to get it through the camera, that this place can be very transformative and healing, not just physically, but spiritually too. In terms of our Filipino group here, our Filipino Gnosis group, they've also been enjoying the land. We actually initiated quite a few people in the building here because when we did it at the time, we did not have a lumicio. So inside here, in this room actually, we made that into a temporary lumicio, let people experience the initiation into the second chamber to teach those mysteries. So here right now we have 8 second chamber students. Most of them live around the city. It's about an hour drive from the city to here. Actually, it's just basically behind this mountain in Cebu City. And we also have another 8 students, Filipino students from the south of the Philippines, from our Southern Filipino instructor. So he's actually known as he is quite a famous and well-known mananambal. Mananambal means a Filipino healer, esoteric Filipino healer. He's been a Gnostic student for many years and he's a very good friend of mine. So he's a very valuable and loved part of our group here, and a lot to learn from him also. He's whatever I described in terms of healing, he's done hundreds. He's devoted his entire life to this. So actually our way of understanding Gnosis, or our way of teaching it, has to be developed for the Philippines and for more Eastern and Asian way. And so the Filipino teachings we are in the process of integrating that into the way we move forward with our path. And I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about our philosophy here as a group. And our philosophy as a group, we could say, is really intending to go beyond dogma, go beyond rigidity, go beyond fanaticism. So we could say that we want less focus on rituals and more focus on the inner work, on the foundation, and to deepen every person, whoever comes here, deepen the silence, deepen the concentration, deepen self-observation, because this is where the real work happens. There are many groups out there, many Gnostic groups, many spiritual schools, thousands of students in Gnosis. And all of them know the teachings. All of them understand it intellectually. But how many truly awaken? How many truly commit to the work, the inner work? And when I say inner work, we're not talking about the external missions. We're not talking about how many students can join our group or join an organization. We're talking about how many individuals truly see and dissolve the ego in self-observation. How many are really living in their own essence, as opposed to repeating a doctrine or repeating teachings. We're not condemning anyone here, right? But what we're trying to get at is, what is the purpose of all of this? And I hope you can see on the camera and hear the beautiful birds around here. And they're a beautiful expression of one of the goals that we really feel that this path is all about, which is freedom. Freedom of the spirit. Not to be bound by beliefs, and not to subscribe to beliefs just because someone told us, but to really discover and awaken for ourselves all of the beautiful things that are talked about by the masters, by the teachings. Not to do that intellectually, but to really become free within oneself in order to perceive through the lens of our own essence the truth. And in many ways I prefer the word truth over gnosis, because the word gnosis can come with a lot of intellectual baggage. What we're looking for is truth, freedom, and honesty, we can say. To look beyond the lies, to look beyond the illusions, and really see and really understand. And so the focus here is on the awakening of consciousness. And this is something I want to express early on, before we have any retreats, that this is the main thing. Not chasing titles, chasing initiations or missions, really just awaken, to really understand what it means to see the ego, because many don't. Thousands of students and instructors talk about it, talk about the ego, but really, if we are very honest and we see with sincerity, not many truly comprehend it, and that's a big, big difference. And I think that many of you watching can sense when someone is talking from the intellect and really talking from the heart, talking from something that is lived, because it feels more alive and it feels more real, right? It doesn't feel as mechanical. And so that's what we want to tap into, to attune to transmit. And that's what I sincerely want for each person that comes here. That each person can come here, deepen their self-observation, their concentration, to see themselves in a new light, in a supportive way, and feel something alive, something direct, something real. Just as our Filipino members have come here and gain experiences in the energy of this place. And so the vision here is for each person to come here and take something permanent, not temporary inspiration, but something that is shifted towards your own essence and your own being. And that you have your own lives, you come here and you leave changed. And that you go back to your world transformed for the benefit of yourself, the people around you, and for the benefit of humanity overall. Okay, so this is the intimate space, the one-on-one retreat, the supportive place where we will start introducing people for the first time here, which I'm very excited about and humbled to accept you, and I look forward to just being with you and simply learn to sit together, sit down and be, right? And look deeper, even deeper beyond the frameworks of what we understand as spiritual teachings, to align ourselves with a new current that is emerging in this world today, that I hope some of you can sense. And I think and I feel, and it is in our philosophy as a group, as a place here, as a project, that it's very important to tap into these new spiritual currents that are arising, especially as the world falls or collapses from old systems, old forms, old structures. Anyway, this is the first land, and I'm now going to show you the new land, the 1.6 hectares. Okay, I'm going to invite my wife and my son to come with us. Okay, ready? Hello. Wave. Very good. This is my son, my handsome son, and my beautiful wife. Okay. You got shoes? Okay. Go back. Moon. Yeah, the moon. Moon. Very good. Let's go. Look in the camera, love. Looks so cute.
Okay, go.
Bless.
Bless.
Bless. Bless, bless.
Asa mo dili ah?
My son is going to be... Oh, chicken! Very good. My son is going to be the one who benefits from this project the most, I would say. He absolutely loves living here in nature. He's already learning all the sounds, animal sounds. So down here, we're coming to the start of the 1.6 hectare land. Starting from here? Starting here, and it goes down. So it's a little bit down the mountain, but just a few minute walk from where I was just talking. So this part is going to be the main future retreat land. A lot more silent actually, more nature. But we are in the legal process of it right now, of acquiring it. It's not yet secured, but the woman who owns it, she's very happy about what we intend to do with the land. But finalizing the legal processes, this still depends on your support. So, but yes, let me show you the land first. This place is really what allows everything to expand. This is just the beginning of it. I'm going to show you everything. And yeah, this is what allows us to expand everything into whatever we want, really. There's a lot of space and a lot of creative freedom here. So it actually begins down here. I'm going to try to show you a bit of the land, which would actually need quite a bit of work because it's a bit overgrown. It doesn't take too long. But here, if you see this palm tree down here, that's the end of it. It's quite far. And then down here is going to be a lot of space around there. You can't really see, but it's quite a big land, much bigger than it looks on the camera. But I'm going to show you down here. So starting from here, on the left and the right of this path is all the land. This is a beautiful part here, which can already be one accommodation. So this is the view, as you can see. So this is one nice accommodation, I would say. Another one over there. So you'll see a house there. There's actually people living on the land. They are just kind of there living for free. But the owner of the land said, you'll see some more little huts. The owner of the land said, because it's some of her family, she has another land nearby, so they'll all be relocating if we go through the process of acquiring this place. It's a very beautiful place. It's actually evening now. You can hear the crickets here. Some of you know about the practice for astral travel, going to sleep with the sound of the crickets. It's very beautiful, very powerful. You'll be able to do it here. All of this is land, I would say. Maybe this is water storage because there's a water source up there, but there's also one down there, a river down here. So we don't know. Whenever that time would come, we'll figure it out. If we use this part, it would be really for the far future, because I'm going to show you the main part, which would be used for the first constructions. So all of this land you see is all part of it. Anak, I'm gonna carry the moon, yeah. Oh. Okay. Wave. You can see yourself on the camera. Look. Wave. Hey. We got wave. Family portrait. Yeah, the moon. Moon. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to show you here the main part that once we acquire this land, hopefully, one day, this is where we would start construction in these main parts. Quite hidden from public paths. Yes, the moon. So every part you see a house, we could already work with these here. And there's already pathways set. So hopefully you can see there are all the houses that you see are all part of this place. There's all land here that we could build many things. So where you see all the huts and small houses, that is basically what would all be different accommodation. So this is some of the place here. And everything you see down here is all part of the land. So our vision when we first came here is probably that down there is going to be the main meditation hall, lecture place. I don't like the word lecture, transmission center, we could say. We could build a very big place down there. And the land all goes down here, It goes quite far down this way, up here. So it's a very beautiful and enclosed area. So for us, this is not just an idea anymore. This is a living reality. This is already happening. So I'll just end this update with a huge, huge thank you to everyone who has supported, contributed, especially those who have contributed a lot. We were very shocked and surprised that there's so many of you, especially some special souls, very generous souls out there that really believe in the mission, believe in our purpose, and really want to help. So yes, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And those who contributed a lot, well, you know who you are, and we've already spoken, and we're thanking you, especially because you really helped to jumpstart everything in this land. We've only just begun, really, and there's so much that's already being done, and so much that has already been achieved, not just for the international students, but for the Filipino students and also the locals here around the area. And also thank you for those who have been offering their help, offering your suggestions, just really getting involved and really passionate about this place and what we're doing here. So a huge, huge thank you to all of you from the bottom of our hearts. We didn't expect at all this level of support, and we didn't expect it to accelerate this fast, which has just been a huge blessing for all of us. Thank you for helping us to build this foundation, which aligns with what I spoke about earlier, that there are many teachers and instructors and organizations out there, but you know, many people talk about high things, high up things, and it's easy to forget the foundation, forget what is important and what is true. And so this is what we're doing. We're building the foundations and staying true to the foundations, to the foundation of self-observation, to seeing ourselves clearly and deeply every day, and staying committed to the truth without being corrupted by pride, by internal or external achievements, because this life is very short and we're really here to just work, the inner work, which above all should be filled with simplicity and joy and happiness, and without shame, because we all have this inner sovereignty of our own being, a certain kind of self-worth and self-respect that we can all achieve as a vibration from moment to moment, not just an ideal that we like, but something that we can live and carry with us in our heart day to day. And that's just a bit of what I hope all of you can take away from coming here. So yes, in terms of this land, I hope that you can see the potential, you can see some of the vision that we are seeing here in this new land, and securing it is the next step, the next key. So if you resonate with all of this, if your heart is singing for joy like we are and celebrating all of the progress already that we've done here, then thanks to your help, then we would appreciate any more support that we can get. But you know, we trust the process. If we cannot secure this, it's okay. We can still bring people here, no problem. But if we can, all the better, all the more abundance internally and externally to be shared with all of you. So thank you all again from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for being part of this very special project, this very special movement, this movement of energy. And stay up to date in the GoFundMe. We will send more pictures and videos very soon.